Hi everyone, Dave here for Peace Camera. In this week's video, we're going to talk about the different metering modes on your camera and when to use them. Most cameras have three different metering modes in them. Evaluative, or also known as matrix metering, center weighted, and spot metering. And depending on what kind of situation there is, it's going to depend on what kind of metering mode you're going to use. So I want to go over that. Each of these modes real quickly, just so you get an idea of what to use. Now, to change the metering mode on your camera is going to be different in every single camera. Some of the higher end cameras is just going to be a little switch you can flip, or just you hit a button and turn the dial to change the modes, like on with this Nikon D810 here. Others are going to be in the menu. You got to go in and change that in the menu setting. But again, just check with your camera's instruction manual to learn how to change that. So let's start off with the most common one, which is evaluative or matrix metering. It's usually the default set on most every single camera that you buy today. And what that's going to do is take your camera sensor and break it up into zones, usually 5, one on each corner and then one in the center. And it's going to take the reading of light from all those zones, combine them together to what the camera thinks is the correct exposure. And it's also going to put priority on wherever your focus point is set at. So if you have it set in the center, it's going to make it the center zone more of a priority. If you have it off in a corner, then it's going to make that corner the priority of that. Now these are used for for evenly lit scenes. So your landscape shots, anything outside where you just, all the lights are going to be pretty much the same. Even a lot of indoors where it's well lit, evaluative for matrix metering is going to work best, and I probably would use that 95% of the time. Next is center weighted, and as the name implies, it's going to take a meter reading off the center of the sensor. So depending on your cameras, you can either choose how small or how big that zone is that it's going to read the meter reading from, but it's usually going to be directly right from the center. And again, this is going to be used for more complex lighting situations where light might be really extreme differences from shadows on one end to bright light on the other. You can use this to get right on the focus point in the center of the subframe, and if it's a little off, you can always take that meter reading and then recompose to get the exact composition that you want. And then that will bring us up to our final metering mode, which is spot metering, which basically is the same as center weighted, but is going to be a little bit smaller, and it's going to go wherever that focus point is. So if you have the focus point in the center, it's going to act like center weighted. But if you move that focus point off to a side over here or over here, then it's going to take the metering off that spot, and it's usually a much smaller focus area. Again, for very complex lighting situations is when you'd want to use the spot metering mode. But for 95% of the time, matrix metering is going to be the mode that you're going to want to be in. Now that brings me also to my next point. You are the creative behind the camera, so you are the final determination how you want your picture to look. So if you take a shot and you determine that it's a little too bright, you can always turn that exposure down or turn it up if you want to. If you're in a mode like aperture priority, you can just use that exposure compensation dial to get the desired effect you need. The camera is only so smart. It doesn't know exactly what's in front of the camera. So it's up to you as the creative behind the camera to determine the correct exposure that you want to get. But this is a great starting point, especially for beginners who are not 100% sure what's going to be the correct exposure. Using these metering modes will help you get there much quicker. So I want to do a little bit more of these educational videos, kind of back to basics videos. I'm also going to be working on putting together a new new Photo 101 class here at the store. So if you'd be interested in signing up for that, give us a call here at the store, 919-836-2222, and I can put you on the interest list. I'm hoping maybe to start this class in the next month to month and a half and have our first class going. I am in the process of creating that now. So if you like this video, please do hit the like button. It really does mean a lot to us. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I put out new videos every single Friday. And leave a comment down below. Let me know what you would like to learn from this channel. I'm one that likes to do more teaching on this channel here. So if you have anything that you want to learn about or you're unsure, leave a comment down below and I'll do my best to make a video for you. And that's going to do it for this week's video, and I'll see you all next week.